Hey everybody, looks like we made it to yet another Wednesday. It's good to see you. I hope everyone is having a good week. I cannot believe it is already December. And that is crazy. I don't know about you, but I can't believe how fast this year is going. This life, I mean, time is just speeding by. I don't know if that's a good thing. Are you guys feeling the same? I don't know. Let me know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the chat as always. Just be one quick moment. I just have to go ahead and get the authorization. So let me do that right now. And then I'm going to talk about how you guys can win a drawing, which is very exciting. So I'm looking forward to showing you guys that. That's for sure. That's going to be great. Let's see. I'm just going to come over here. Whoop, one moment. Let's see. You know that I actually have a YouTube, no, Facebook over here. I have to get rid of that. There we go. Now I can go ahead and authorize that. It'll just be one moment, guys. Let's see. Give me just a few seconds. Okay. Okay, let's see who's here today. If we're hearing crickets or we have lots of people hanging. Hey, Wendy, how's it going? Good to see you. So who else we have there? So we have Wendy, we have Tone. Good to see you, Tone. How's it going? Let me see if I can go ahead and change the colors so I can at least see who is talking. Let's see. Let's see. Viewers. Let's see if I can change. So it looks like, oh, here we go. Let me see. Yeah, it's going to be a while before I figure that one out. Hey, Jake, how's it going? Good to see you, man. I'm going to fix that in just a second, of course. So what we are trying to do is we're going to set up a way where you can win the drawing that you've seen on Facebook. And so that's going to be pretty exciting. So hopefully that will be something that, you know, everybody would really enjoy, you know. Hey, Mike, good to see you. How's everything? So today, and we have Nuno, Nuno. Let me see. Forgive me, I'm just trying to change. Okay, there we go. I'm happy with that. At least I can see. And then here, oh boy. Okay, that I can see a little bit. I'm going to work on that. Ugh, it's just... Okay, I can see that somewhat. And I see Willie's here, so that's good. So how you doing, Willie? Jizzo, how's it going? And so we got Mike S. and Jacob. And so Wendy, good to see you. Willie and Mike. So basically, right now, this is the portrait we're going to be doing. This is the new one. This is a singer in Latin America. Her name is Chinoa. I thought this was a very interesting piece. And why did I pick this piece? So let's go ahead and just look at this photo here, and I'll tell you why. The challenge to me is definitely all this really cool little sequins that's going to be a lot of fun to do. And so that's basically my challenge. And what I say to you guys is to always pick artwork that is a challenge, reference that is a challenge. I think that will go a long way. So that's something to do. The hands are definitely a challenge too. And I love the hands. You know, it's very beautiful. And so I agree. So the hands are definitely going to be a challenge. And we're also going to use the Frisket film because, as you can see, the hands are so hard-edged and clean against this dark area that we're going to have to frisket them. So that would be a lot of fun, and I'm going to show you guys how to use a frisket with the paper. So that's going to be really cool. So last week we gave away the Super Black India ink by Speedball, and that was great, and Tone was our winner. And then this week we are going to give away a piece of artwork, and that's so exciting. Now you get a painting, and it's a beautiful painting, and thing is, this is a small channel, so your ability to win is really high. I think it was 1 in 9 for Tone to win that ink. So any contest I have here, you have a great chance of winning. Now for this next contest is a little more involved, and it takes a little bit more on your part, because what you would have to do is you would have to go to this website right here, which is the Patreon website, which it's patreon.com, and actually to my artist page, the website is right there, Timothy John Luke Smith. All you have to do is join the $4.99 a month, and you can just join it for 1 month, or you can continue joining it. Those who are already Patreon members are already in the drawing. So Wendy's already in the drawing, so that's good, and there's 2 other people that are actually in the drawing to win. But like I said, 10 people, 12 people, you can actually win a piece of artwork by me, which I sell for a lot of money. And so that's something to really think about, and I think that would be good. You'll be helping out the channel, and like I said, you can join the Patreon for $4.99, pay $4.99 to enter the contest, and then you could, if you feel like, you could stop it and only pay the $4.99. So that's a very good value. I'm going to show you the artwork that you would be winning. So let's see here. So it would be, let's see, where is she? Okay. So I just got to look at my painting, and I think this is the painting that you would be winning. And, no matter where you live, here in the States or in Europe or what have you, I would send that to you. And like I said, to win this painting, all you would have to do is go on the website you see above and go here and then click here, $4.99 a month, and basically, but with the Patreon, you do get a lot of perks. You get videos you normally wouldn't see on YouTube and things like that. You'll get a critique of your artwork. All those different things I think are really fantastic. So it's a win, but it's a way to let people know about, the site and everything, about Patreon and how you can help out the channel, that sort of thing. So anyway, so I'll just put this down here and let's get down to it. Okay, so let's do that. So the sound quality and everything is okay? You guys hear me all right? Just going to go to the big screen here on YouTube. So before we started, I'm doing this one thing which is really cool. It is waking up at 5 a.m. for 7 days. Now, I didn't wake up early today because of the live stream, so it's actually going to be 8 days. But it's pretty wild, and it's something that I actually doubled my productivity by getting up at 5 a.m. Now, I go to sleep around 11, but for you guys, I actually, which is really cool, I actually am going to lose a half-hour sleep for you guys, because I think it's important to continue to live stream and continue to be, continue to live stream and continue to be consistent. And I know you guys look up to it, look forward to it, and so that's why. So, okay, everything is set, and let's get down to business. So, hey, Sorasid, it's good to see you. How you been? All right. I'm so glad you're here. So let's go ahead and just work on the contours and cleaning this up, you know, because we are going to be painting and we want to make sure that the drawing is perfect. I'm doing great. So it's so great to see you, Sourceit. I know you're far away and the time difference is, you know, pretty strong. So I know it's probably early in the morning by you, but I really thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure, Sourceit. Thanks. So what I'm doing here is I'm just making sure that all the angles are correct. That's so important, is the angles. Hey Rick, good to see you. How's everything? And so that's what I'm going to be doing right here. And then just coming right there and up like that. There we go. So you see, it's important to get those angles. They are paramount in importance. And also there's something going on here in the hand, which is very interesting here. So right about here, we have a little indentation. So we have to make sure that we record that indentation. Just those little things, really. Willie says, Tim, you should get up at 3 like me and you would get more done. Wow, that's pretty great. What do you do, Willie? I think I forgot as to why you get up so early. So as you see right now, I'm just working on the drawing aspect. Now I did that offline a little bit earlier, and that was you know, but this is a pretty complicated pose here. It doesn't look it, but there's a lot of subtleties going on, and if you miss it, it's really gonna hurt the whole feeling of the work. So oh, I see. You get up for work that time. Oh, that's early. But you get off early, is that true? And so this fingernail, or pinky nail there. Now she's a talented singer in Latin America. Her name is Chenoa. And she's originally from Argentina, I believe, or Argentina or Chile, I'm not sure. But it was sort of like American Idol, but Latin American version, I think. She won. But she's been around a while. $3:30, that's not too bad at all, definitely. And Wendy says she sees shiny arms, and Wendy also says, where's the frisket is right here, and we're going to put that frisket on. So it's good for, you know, you guys to see it. I pre-cut it so I don't have to say talks among yourselves and I have, you know, walk away. You know, so I already got it prepared. But it always seems like whenever as long as I actually prepare, you know, there's always like a rush at the end. And I prepared extra for this one today. But as you can see, we are now with her fingernail here. It seems like the flesh of her finger extends past the nail here. So you're actually seeing that like right there. These are things that are really... Gloria, good to see you. How are you? So glad you can make it. So that's good. As you can see, the chat is a little weird in the sense of the colors. I'm going to try and fix it. So let's see the chat. Oh, that's not bad. Let me do that. Okay, that's a little better. All right. And perfect. Okay. So good to see you, Wendy, and good to see you, Gloria, as always. Let's see. So as you can see, we're just doing the real subtleties of those hands there. And let's work on here. Now, I also have this, I have that program I told you about, which is really cool, which is Pure Ref, and I love that program. So you guys can't see it, but I can, and it just is real fantastic of how I can blow up the image. And I think it works only for Windows. Wendy had trouble with it with her Mac. Yeah, Wendy definitely had trouble. Has anyone else used Pure Ref out there? Oh yeah, you can see my reference, but not with the Pure reference, which is where it blows up. I can blow this up and it's not viewable to you guys because it's a separate program outside of XSplit. Hey, super! So whose birthday is it today? Super Sicko, good to see you. I didn't see you. Today is your birthday. I'm so excited. So you're a Sagittarian like me. So that's exciting. So happy birthday to you, my friend. I'm excited for you. And thank you for sharing your birthday today with me. So that's, is it today or tomorrow, Super? Let's see. Oh, today is your birthday. Well, thank you for joining us on your birthday. What an honor. Happy birthday. It's a good day. It's like always a good day to see you, but even a better day to see you on your birthday, my friend. So I sent out Tone's ink today. Would have been earlier, but we had that snowstorm, kind of slowed me down. But he should get that by Friday. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a lot of giveaways here, some things that are exciting. Even though we're a small group, we can really grow, you know. Oh, that's right. My birthday is Saturday. Oh my God. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be 39. Haha. No, that would be good, 39. So as you can see, I'm just working on some things here. You want to work on it now while you're in the drawing stage. You don't want to do it during the painting stage, right? That would be bad. Hey, who's this? Great handicapper. How you doing? What is the best tutorial for a total beginner on your site? I'm only airbrushing for 3 months. There are a lot of pages for beginners. Look at my Tim's 2-Minute Tech Tuesday. In that is like about 6 videos and goes over some really quick topics such as dagger strokes, how to hold the airbrush sort of thing. I also give tutorials. Hey, Letitia, good to see you. Oh, the link. Oh, to press like. Oh, I don't know if there is one. Oh, the like button. Well, that is, I think, at the video. So when you first go in, I think, or in the description field, you'll see it. So, but so cool to see you, Letitia. I'm so happy. And so right now I'm working on this young lady's fingers, making sure her nails are normal. I don't want to have to fix them later. So that's why we are working on them now to get them perfect. Oh, so the need to do to try and win the artwork is you need to go on this site up here. You see up top here, right there. And it's www.patreon.com/, painted glyphs, and there you have the ability to donate, and you can donate for 1 month, or you can continually donate only $4.99 a month, and you hit select and you get special privileges. But the main thing with that is that you are in the running to win this particular piece of artwork, which is really fantastic, and that's worth hundreds. So you could join for 1 month, $4.99, and then boom, you win, and then you could unjoin. So you actually only paid $4.99, or someone could continue to go ahead and support the channel. So that's basically a way to introduce that. You know, someone gives to me, I give them 10 times more. That's the kind of guy I am. So, but as you know, you're my friend, Letitia. You know how I am. I'm a pain in the neck a lot, but I am a giving person. So that is, that's the way to do it. But, if you can't, if someone can't do that, that's cool too. That was just a way to introduce you to Patreon, how someone can support the channel, support the cause, only pay $4.99 a month, and somebody could actually win a painting worth hundreds. So that's pretty cool. So we're just going to continue working on this hand here. So Letitia, how's work going? How's everything with that? Good? So as you see, I'm just working on her knuckles, and I don't have to be too perfect with that just yet. I just have to get those contours correct. I can paint in and adjust, but the contours, I'm going to have to frisk it. So with the frisk it, I better be right with those contours. You know what I mean, guys? Aw, Letitia says I'm not a pain. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're amazing too. Thank you. So yeah, I definitely need help to continue doing these, so because when I'm doing these live streams, I'm not making money. So that's why I ask for Patreon. So if I'm not making money, it's hard to do them. But I want to continue doing them because so many people get so much out of it. So my live streams get about 5,000 views a month right now, which is really cool. And from all over the world, and exciting. People watch them more outside of the actual live broadcast, and they watch them during the week. Super says, 2 weeks he's signing up for my class. Yes, and get this custom built Iwata Airbrush. I'm excited. Super, it's going to be great. And Super's going to take my one-on-one class, and that's pretty exciting. The one-on-one class is right here. You just click on, you go to paintedglyphs.com, and you click on the information for the online workshop, which is pretty cool. So thank you for mentioning that. So Super, I appreciate it. And Great Handicapper says he sees I sell an ink set and I plan on ordering, but I have some Dr. P.H. Martins that will work for the tutorials. Yes, but you're going to have to play with dilutions. With my dilution set, it's all mapped out for you, so it's a lot easier. So when I go light mixture, I mean the light mixture. When I go medium mixture, I have the medium mixture, and then the white mixture for the beginning. So yes, you can do it on your own, but those dilutions are really fantastic. When you're learning like you don't want to be dealing with dilutions, right? That's why I devised them, invented them. So all you have to do is worrying about learning how to use these crazy airbrushes, crazy exciting airbrushes, but they're pretty scary at first. And let's see. And so I would definitely recommend not fumbling around. Yes, of course, the P.H. Martins is a good brand and will work as long as it's India ink. But as far as dilutions and everything, it's going to be a lot easier using mine, especially if you're learning. And is $16.95 worth you not having headaches and enjoying your airbrush a lot more? I think so. So I know if I wish I had someone like me out there when I started. But, you know, I had some of the top airbrush artists actually take me under their wing, but there weren't any live streams or anything. There were some videos and stuff. In the one-on-one, he can learn to do this. My airbrush, yeah, on the one-on-one, you can learn. People actually, this is really great because the one-on-one, I could take you from a beginner to actually intermediate. I will teach you how to use the airbrush, how to learn about painting in three dimensions. You know, distance is so important. You're not going to learn that too much from other artists. But that's one of my main teaching is how airbrushing from different distances, how you get different values. And of course there's a link there as well. So if you go there, you'll see the link to my online workshop. So definitely look into that. Believe it or not, it's 18 hours. That is 9 2-hour classes with me one-on-one via Skype. We paint the same painting together. You ask all kinds of questions. You can watch me as I go through the process and talking. So far my students have been extremely happy, and I'm getting repeat classes, which is great. Oh, thank you guys. So I appreciate that. So Wendy is taking my one-on-one class. Ray has taken it, and Bradley's going to be taking that soon. So yes, so we already have some people who have been taking the classes, which is pretty excellent. So I'm happy. Right now it's a really low introductory rate, so now's the time to do it because in 2020 those rates are going to go up. So, you know, because it is one-on-one and 18 hours. So as you can see, right now we're mapping out this. And so Great says we paint a portrait in that class. Sophia Loren would be great. So yeah, definitely. There's some great, perfect Sophia Loren pictures to work from. So yeah, that would be exciting. I would be excited to paint Sophia Loren as well. Good call there. Just email me at paintedglyphs@gmail.com and we'll talk more about this. Definitely. Ask any questions tonight, of course. And so right now, here we are, and I don't want to spend too much time on the drawing. That's why I worked on it before. But as you can see, here we are. Now here, I projected this, but you never want to just live with the projection because the projection has... Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. So you definitely don't want to... So I projected this, and when you project, you still have to fix the drawing, you know. Super says, to be honest, he paid a lot of money for other courses with top-notch airbrush artists and didn't learn anything. Tim prices are better and a better. Thank you. Not only, thank you, Super, you are great on saying that, but I'm going to spend extra time with you. Students who leave me, they actually get to be critiqued by me, you know, so I don't leave them in the dark, you know. Right now, Ray is a student, took a class, and I still help him all the time, you know, with questions, and it's my pleasure. And he's doing incredible things with this technique. So you're not just learning airbrush, you're learning airbrush with a specific technique, which I think is exciting. So here we go. So now we're getting prepared for the Frisket part. Now, Frisket on paper, am I crazy? Well, I'm a little crazy, I guess. But now Ray, one of my students, that's a great thing with you guys. You guys teach me. Bill, how's it going? Good to see you. Now, one of my students, you know, Ray actually shown me how he does Frisket on paper, and we were always taught you can't do that even in art school. But he taught me it, and so now I do it. It's actually part of the whole technique, which is so exciting. So Thank you, Ray. So, Ray. And so I learned from Wendy. I learned from everyone here. You guys are always teaching me, especially my student. We spend 18 hours or so together, and I'm going to learn from you, even though, I'm the teacher, because you guys have a different perspective, and that's what I love. Different perspectives, which is fantastic. Super, I really appreciate that sentiment. He says, I take any of the camera for one-on-one. So what? Oh, yeah, very cheap camera, $49. You can get one of those Logitech C920s, which are really great. And that's all you need. That's it. If you have an iPad, a lot of my students use their iPad, and that's fine. But we're going to do tests and everything. Yes, the C920 is really fantastic, and it does everything you need. And not only that, one of the things I also do is I correct via Photoshop type of program, so you can actually see exactly what I'm talking about as well. So there's going to be, not just like, hey, do this, do that, but I can show you via that program, which is pretty neat actually. And that's something new that I just started doing, and I think I did it with Wendy, and it was just so effective. And yep, the C920 Logitech, perfect. Heath, how's it going? Good to see you. We got a very good group today. I'm very excited. For the first one, part one is always a little more healthy, I think, as far as turnout. So I'm always happy to see you guys. Always, always. And I think this is going in a little bit more. And I think that's what's happening. So we're painting this beautiful singer here, which is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Okay, so here's where we are. We're going to live with the drawing for now, and we're going to work on it. Main thing is the contours. So, okay. Now, Frisket film. You can get different brands of Frisket film. You want to get a low-tack Frisket film. There's also contact paper you can get from Walmart. I don't recommend that too well. Let me just blow off any kind of pencil shavings. I've been working all day in Airbrush, of course. And he says this is Heath's favorite time of the process. Cool. Now, let's see. What I'm going to do is we are going to fit this. Now, I cut this prematurely before here, and as you can see, it is pretty much exact size, but maybe a little bit smaller. That's okay. It's a little bit smaller than what I need. But what we're really going to do is we are going to, I'll just do it up to here and then I'll fix it. But this stuff's expensive, so I don't want to cut a whole new piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel this away. And if anyone's asking any questions, I'm kind of unable to, I have to concentrate pretty hard on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this off here. And you want to be careful it doesn't stick to itself. Now, what I do with something like this, I'm going to stick it on the wall a couple of times. And I'll be right back. So sticking it on a wall a couple of times, what you're doing is you're getting rid of some of the glue. And that's what you do. So you hear me pulling it off, putting it back on the wall. And so you want to get rid of that excess glue. You don't want that to haunt you, am I right? So I'll even do it a third time. That's so important. So I can't see the screen, so anyone asking questions, please ask it again. All right, there we go. So what we're going to do is I like to do it a reverse way. So I'm going to take this aside, the artwork. And what I like to do is lay down the Frisket film. I do it backwards. I'm a backwards kind of guy. So, so what we're going to do is we are going to make sure that the bottom, which has the more important information. I'm going to line this up the best I can. Okay, so you see that I lined it up, and I think, believe it or not, I got everything. So 3 cheers for Tim. I just basically did what I thought I couldn't do. Okay, so once this is done, then I'm going to show you a trick as soon as I can find my wallet. Now I'm going to show you the best credit card that I have. This is actually better than a credit card. Let me see. It is, if I can find it. You know, I have a hard time finding it whenever I pull it out. As you can see, I have so much cash in here. It's so hard for me to... Okay, here's even more important than a credit card, is my public library card. And that is great. That's how I learn about painting and all other things. So I have a video in my video library, so you can go there and you can see the video I have on how important your library card is. So what I'm doing right now is getting rid of any air pockets. So now I'm going to show you a little trick that Tim does, which is really cool, and this will make it a perfect size. Now I want to put a piece of cardboard or something because I don't want to kill my table. So what we do here, so we want to make sure that this is the right size and not too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trusty razor blade. And I also want you to know, Ray taught me about these little things, which are better than X-Acto knives and a lot cheaper. And so, and you don't have to cut a lot to get rid of the frisket. So that's another thing. When you're cutting frisket, you want to be very light. You don't want to cut into the paper, even though you will a little bit. So you see what I'm doing is I'm cutting off the edge. And what that's going to create is as if I measured the perfect frisket for this paper, which is almost impossible to do if I was going to try and perfectly put it in. So as you see here, just like that. And I'm going to do this on all 4 sides. This might be boring television, but it's good for you guys to see me do it. Because if you're doing this technique, you're going to be having to do this a lot. So I paint about 5 to 6 paintings in this technique a week. So with that comes a pretty sharp technique. So that's why it's good for you to watch these videos, because each week it grows. So guys, look, that's a perfect piece of frisket. Bradley, good to see you. I see you there. And look how perfect that is. This is just, you know, a perfect size of frisket. There's no way that you can do it otherwise this perfectly. So that's cool. Wendy says she would have a puzzle. So that's funny. Someone said, Tim, I watched another artist put on frisket in his shirt to remove some of the tack. Yeah, I just put it on the walls. Same difference. I wouldn't put on his shirt because all the hairs and fibers will come off. So I'm not sure that's a good idea. Okay, so game plan. That's what we want. We're going to keep the background on. So that's the main thing. Right now, we're just going to keep that background on. So what are we going to paint first? That's the question. So now we got some thinking to do. The frisket was, actually that was a no-name frisket I got from an AC Moore store that was closing down about 5 years ago. And they were selling all this frisket for next to nothing. So I still have some of that left over. So Wendy says I could have textures on the wall. So it's good to see you, Bradley. Bradley's taking my class. He just put down a deposit for it. That's exciting. And I'm sending out his ink mixtures tomorrow. So with my class, you get a free ink mixtures. So that's really exciting. That's a special holiday. That's only going on for December. So that's exciting. Okay, so right now I have to think. So I want just to keep the background on. But before that, let's go ahead and we're just going to remove the dark areas. So right now I'm just going to remove this area and I'm going to paint that dark and the hair. So the only thing I'm actually going to have visible is going to be the hair area. So this and the dark of the hair. So that's going to be my game plan right now. So let's get down to it. Now look here, I went ahead and put in the drawing there. So even though I'm not going to touch it, I'm going to go over, but there's no harm in having the pencil there. But I don't have to cut out that with the Frisket at all. So game plan here. So let's see. Game plan would be, all right. Okay, so let's cut out this part of her hair here. Now, as you can see, I am not, now, if anyone's asking questions, just ask them again, because right now I need 100% attention on this. Sharp objects, it's scary. Oh my God, Tim has a sharp object. So I should have some like music like da 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 ba da ba 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 da ba ba, something like that. But that would be copyright, so that wouldn't work. I would be demonetized. So much for that idea. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out where there is dark. I'm just going to expose her hair. So I'm going to make sure that I cut around her finger here. And this takes planning, this is something that is a little involved. You want to make sure that you are doing the right thing. So I'm just going to cut out her arm here, just like that. There we go. Okay, so let's continue that because I want that arm to be separate from her face. So I'm going to continue cutting out the hand here. So right here we were up to here. And as you can see, you want to get good at cutting, so you will get better, don't worry about it. But that's why practice, do a lot of paintings. Do small paintings. Do paintings that you can finish rather quick. Don't do the epic paintings that are going to take you forever. And, you're going to learn, but you're going to forget half the stuff when you start the next painting. So that's why doing smaller paintings I really highly recommend. Smaller paintings that are faster. Smaller paintings are not quicker. You have to know the information, the same information, but there's less coverage. Smaller paintings that are less involved also. You know, smaller portraits, good lights and darks, that sort of thing. So you see I'm separating the hand here. If you have glasses for this, you definitely want to be using them. So let's go with the second hand. This is something that I didn't have any kind of training with. I even looked on any of the current videos that were out that you paid for back then with Airbrush Action magazine, and nothing. It was like some secret thing, cutting frisket, you know. But so basically with frisket you want to be at, you know, at a little bit of an angle, and you want to make sure that you get a light touch where you're not digging into the surface. Especially now, since we're using paper. I don't have to think about it. Like I said, I do about 6 paintings a week. And I use frisket almost all the time. This is what you call sequential masking. Sequential masking is when you're going to be removing the frisket at different times and putting it back together. What that does, it creates like a layering effect. Okay, I gotta see where I started and where I stopped. Now with this, you get some beautiful, hard, clean edges. There are a lot of advantages. Quick disadvantage is that you are going to have to do a lot of cleanup with the edges. You know, the edge is going to be really harsh, and your job is to, you know, make sure you vary those edges. Because if everything is just harsh with the edges, it's going to look unrealistic. Just like a camera, you know, a camera with the aperture. Things up close are in focus and further away are out of focus. Or if choose to be, you can have what's up close focus and what's going away out of focus. But either way, you have to have a variation of edges, otherwise your work's going to look stiff and amateurish. Okay, so now we have the hands masked off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to mask off her face, because we already have the hands pretty much done. So I have it cut. So what we're going to do now is we are going to I'm going to go further in, because I don't want to go right at the hairline, because if I go right at the hairline, there's going to be really harsh edges, and I just want to go a little bit further up. So I'll take care of that further up, because, you know, I want to be in control of the edges at the hairline, which is very soft. But I also want to work on the hair and not be encumbered and, you know, worry about dirtying up her face. Okay, so you see I did that. And I did the hair up to this point, so let's go ahead. And Wendy said something very astute. She said she would have a puzzle. And that's what we want to do. We want to have a puzzle. So as I'm doing this, those who are just joining, you can actually win one of my original paintings, one that I did on a live stream not too long ago. And it is of Alice, is a French singer, and that will be delivered to your door no matter where you live. And all you have to do is go on Patreon on the website you see above and just join, even at the lowest rate of $4.99 a month. And you can even join for 1 month, and you know, afterwards you could stop, or you can continue supporting my channel. our channel, where I tell you techniques that other channels won't do without you paying for them. So, but if you can't, then I'm just so happy you're here. But you know, a lot of people say, Tim, how do I support your channel? You know, but not only that, I would give something to you for supporting. Now we're a small channel, so if you do this, your chance of winning that drawing is pretty great. Just I think last week or 2 weeks ago, Tone won a Speedball India Ink, and that was like 1 in 9, so that was pretty cool. So definitely join the contest when the classes and what the channel is small. That's the best way. Okay, so we have the face, we have the hands. Nope, we don't have the face all the way. So right here, let's continue that. Like I said, we're going to have some hard edges. This is the non-asking questions portion because I am busy with this sharp implement. Okay, now, so question. Now this is a good trick. Now you'll see right here what I'll do is I will create some X's, and you know, I might want to do that with a pen. So this way when I need to put them back, let me see, it's not working the best. Would this pencil work the best? Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to put X's there. So that will help me to line them up. Let's see. Okay. So you see how I'll have the X's lined up? And that will help me when I need to line these up, when I need to put them back on. So the main thing we're going to do is we're going to keep that background on all the time. Because, hey, Bradley, good to see you. So, okay, so job 1, we want to do the darker areas because that would probably be your best bet. So what I'm going to do is remove this part and we're going to paint this dark area right in here. I'm going to save this. And you see when I put this back, those X's will line up, so I'll know exactly where to put them back, which would be a lot easier. Okay, so let's remove this. Now I'm going to put this in a place that's safe. That's Steve, good to see you. How's it going? So we got Heath, Steve, and Bradley. Thank you so much, guys. This is Frisket Day. And what we're going to do is load the airbrush, and we're going to go ahead and do this area with the frisket. It's a little shiny, so I'll ask you guys to be patient with that. Yeah, exactly. So I have it on the wall, and so that's good. And I have my airbrush, my Extreme Patriot Arrow, my favorite airbrush right now. I've done some modifications to it, of course. So what I'm going to do with the light mixture is I'm going to go ahead and establish this dark. So with that frisket, I'm keeping everything very nice, you know, so that's really good. Steve says, Tim, if you lift the frisket up before you cut your drawing, you will come up with it, and then you can count as hard as you like, then the piece back of your drawing to spray. Could you say that in a different way? I just didn't follow, but you know, I appreciate that. So what do you mean, Steve? So right now I'm just going to, oh, they shipped the arrow, Heath, perfect. Oh, I think Steve was saying about, well, remember, I put the frisket on and, you know, sometimes there might be a little bit of pulling off, but I don't encounter that too much, Steve. That's the thing. Oh, Steve says his work would come off with the frisket. Oh, yeah, you know, I've had some disasters with frisket. You know, it is a risk, right, Steve? Right? So it definitely is. But for me, that risk is, you know, I'm going to live with that risk, you know, because I'm kind of living on the wild side kind of guy. So good to see you, Brad. So he got his. That's cool. So Brad's happy, and Heath, I'm so happy you guys got your Extreme Patriot arrows. That's my favorite airbrush in the world right now. And so right now, you see, we just established that dark, but more importantly, we're establishing that hard edge. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do several layers. And I'm going to try not to oversaturate the surface. Well, I always, you know, I kind of have that light touch, and you always want to have that light touch so you don't cut the surface, you know. What are the shiny parts of her dress, Heath asked? That's, looks like little rhinestones or something like that. So that's pretty exciting. So that's going to be cool. I'm going to have fun doing that. That was my challenge. I really wanted to challenge myself with that. So as you can see, we're just going to move around a little bit here. And then I'm going to put that back. But what I wanted to do is establish this edge here. So that's cool. And then we can go ahead and just move around here. And so right here is a dark edge right here, but I don't think I'm going to cut that out. So let's go ahead and see if we could cut out her hair. There's no right or wrong answer here. But you just want to be careful as you pull. Like you know, there's going to be some graphite coming up and stuff like that. That happens. It's no biggie. Now, when you see I missed a cut, what we have to do is be very careful here. Let's see. We'll just put this right like that. See, right here I stopped it. And I'll probably just do it to right about here. And you'll get that soft touch where you're not going to tear into the paper. Like I said, I do 6 of these a week, so I have a bit of an advantage, but you'll get it, don't worry. So you see I pulled that off, the hair, and now we're going to work on that hair. But the main thing is, okay, so why do this? Well, the reason you do it because you don't want to contaminate the skin, you know, it's just this beautiful white. So that's why we're going to go ahead and come back here. So right now we are, now I'm going to pretty much stay away from the edge. Reason being is I don't want a hard edge. So I'm going to stay away from the hairline, and I'm just going to work inside here and over here. Let me make sure this, okay, perfect. But you see how I'm going to maintain this edge of the fingers. So that's important. So Bradley says he used frisket in the past. After you watch this video, you know, this live stream, you're going to really love it. You guys are going to run out and get some frisket because you're going to use it, definitely. So I'm doing two things. I'm creating a beautiful clean edge without contaminating the background or her face or hands. Now right here I want to be careful because I don't want to create a hard edge here that I'm going to have to fix. So that's very important. So as earlier, you know, you get a chance to win this particular painting here. And that's one I did a while ago. And that would be yours. I would ship it to you no matter where you live. You would just have to go on to this website, which is the website you see above, the Patreon website, and then just join the $4.99 a month, and you will be in the running, which will be, you'll have this week and next week to do it, and then I believe the week of Christmas, I'll go ahead and do the drawing and send that out to you. How great would that be to win that drawing of my artwork for $4.99? I think that's exciting. I think that's the deal of the century. And you're helping out the channel, so what else is better than that? You know, I love doing this for you guys, but I don't know how long I can continue doing it without having some sort of support. You know, because when I'm doing this, I'm not making money. I'm a full-time artist, but I love doing this, but I do need some support. Not everybody, just those who can. That would be much appreciated. I see other channels where they teach you how to paint dolphins and pretty little pictures and stuff like that. And they have a lot of people supporting them. And that's great. I'm not saying dolphins are not, but those who want to do serious airbrush art like me, this is a great place for us to meet up and you know, learn about airbrushing and continue doing it. Okay, so this is cool. So look at this second camera angle. So those are things that come out of my pocket, and I'm gladly doing it. But getting to the point where, you know, I have to pay my bills to continue doing this. So any help that anyone can do would be great. You could help by buying the ink mixtures. You can help by enrolling in the class. You could help by entering the contest. All those different things would be ways to really help out. And because, you know, there'll be less stress on me and I can do more stuff with the channel and don't have to cut back. I don't want to have to cut back. And I don't help just the, you know, the people who are here at the live streams, but also those who are, you know, who watch the videos during the week. And not only that, the YouTube channel. I do the speed paintings where I show you the techniques and everything like that. All of that takes time from me making money. And so if you guys could help out and enter that contest, that would be great. We're a small channel. Tone, who just won last week, the ink, he actually was a 1 in 9. So that's a pretty good percentage that we're still small. So with that Patreon, you get special videos, you get free critiques with that, which is great. So you could get a critique where I actually could put the artwork in Photoshop and give you some really good constructive criticism, not unconstructive criticism, but, you know, stuff that's really going to help you with this technique. So it looks like we lost our chat. Let me go ahead and put that back. Authorize. It'll just be a few seconds. Yep, it's 10:30. So let's see. So what's cool is that our channel hit 2,500 subscribers this week, which is really excellent. I'm very excited about that. We're growing. Slowly but surely we're growing. Like when I'm working out with weights, the muscles are growing very slowly, but still growing nonetheless. So that's good. Okay, so now I can see Now I can see here. Okay, so I put cheap painters with YouTube paying $2 for 100 views. It's hard on a small channel. Well, I'm not too small anymore, Bill. I'm getting better, getting bigger, but still, it's as we get bigger, we have more people, we answer more questions, right, Bill? And we just gotta keep plugging. And Bill, you're doing good with your channel. I see you gotten a lot of new subscribers, and that's excellent. So as you see right now, all I'm doing, Bill's doing some great videos, guys. So definitely check out his channel. Definitely, he's definitely doing some really fantastic things. So right now you don't see it, but I'm creating really beautiful edges. Yeah, Skillshare is definitely something to think about. If I only had time to, do that right now, it's, I'm sure Bill is also, doing a lot of commissions, I hear, and I do commissions and I teach, I teach my one-on-one classes and everything. I just wish I had more time. But yeah, Skillshare seems pretty good. Once I get some time on that, Jake, I'm definitely going to look into it. Okay, so I got to make sure this is dry. It feels dry. So I'm going to take my softest eraser, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just establish some of those hairs. It's not going to show up as readily as it should because it's still light, but I can actually start it up. And that's what I'm doing. I'm using this Mono Knock eraser by Tombow Knock 3.8. Tombow erasers are fantastic. So, any of the items that you see, you can go into the description field in my video here, and you can see, you can actually order from Amazon. And those are affiliate links. As you can see, we're just establishing some of those hairs, Oh, this eraser, yes. I believe you can go on my Amazon page. If not, you can definitely just type in the Mono Knock 3.8 on Amazon. You'll get that, Wendy, sure. Thanks for asking. Well, definitely, Bill, you got to have your website built. That's your home base, these things are really nice, YouTube and Facebook, but we don't own it. But we need that website that we own, so in case we get shut down, we can still reach our people. So definitely ASAP get that website going. That's something we can't not do. So what we're going to do is we're going to darken that hair. Really? Well, I got to fix that. Probably the link is bad on that thing. I mean, the thing is, the page is up. Probably that link is bad. So I'll fix that so you guys can go later tonight and go on that page. That would be cool. And with this, you see this pack valve, precision air control. This coupled with the Mac valve, you're going to get such precision stuff. I mean, you're going to be able to get the exact pressure. I keep my pressure at 25 psi on the compressor. Remember, set it and forget it. 25, leave it alone. With these two, the Mac valve and the pack valve, you are set. So there's a link in the description if you want to purchase this airbrush. And right now, I think there's a holiday 2019. If you go on that, I don't get any credit for that because that's the best savings. I think it's 25% right now at usaairbrush.com. So definitely look into that. So usaairbrush.com is right here. And this is, so you go on usaairbrushsupply.com and you just go to shop, and go to airbrushes, and then you just look for the Extreme Patriot arrow, which is right here. And then you just go ahead and purchase it, and in the checkout you want to put in Holiday 2019 for 25% off until Christmas, I think. So I think that's fantastic. Definitely get rid of that trigger. That trigger is an abomination. So you want to remove that trigger and put in a regular trigger. And you can purchase that here because all Iwata triggers are interchangeable. And you can put a regular trigger like I have there. So that's really cool. So let's see. So Brad says he makes shields out of plywood. Very cool. So I know Brad is incredible with wood. You guys got to see some of his wood stuff. Unbelievable. I think he's fantastic. So I'm sending out Bradley's ink mixtures tomorrow, and that's exciting. That's including the white, which we may do today or next week. I'm not going to rush it, that's for sure. So we're sending that to Canada, and he's going to be studying with me. He's going to be in his studio in Canada. I'm going to be my studio here in New Jersey, and we're going to learn this technique together. So as you can see, I'm just darkening it up slowly. But look, I'm not contaminating the face or the hands or the background. So you ask, Tim, why go through all this trouble, you ask? And I would say, oh, okay, well, this is why you would go through it. So this is something I've been working with, that technique. So look how beautiful that hand is. Look how clean and almost like porcelain it is. And look how beautiful that background is. And I have been softening these edges up. So while softening these edges up, I can kind of fix what the Frisket did and still come out with something really, really beautiful. So I'll show you guys in this live stream, in parts 1 through 5, how to do it. But look at that. So right now we're here and we're going to be here. So that's why you guys got to trust in the process. Remember, stick to the recipe, and that's how you're going to end up with cookies that are delicious. Otherwise, if you're second guessing it and saying, well, let me taste it in 20 minutes as opposed to 40 minutes like the recipe says, or what if I skip an egg or this or that, that's why we have to trust in the process. Now I'm in the light mix. Oh, Willie's leaving. Oh man, I hope you have a great night, Willie's. Good to see you as always. And I know you got to get up early, so I hope to see you next week. And I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. This is kind of an involved live stream today with the Frisket cutting and everything. So sorry I didn't get to talk to you more. But I'm really excited you made it. So, as you say, look how I can go right up to that hand, right? And I could go right up to that hand and not worry about dirtying that hand. So, that's why I'm doing it. So what I'm doing is just trying to map out the lights and darks. And also, why am I going with the light mixture, even though this is a really dark color? Because I still want to gradually get to the dark. I don't want to use black because I could oversaturate the surface. And also, if I make a mistake, at least with the light mixture, it's not going to be so terrible. It's a lot easier fixable. So remember, you can always go darker, but going lighter is a pain in the neck. So that's why we always start out light. Like I said, I don't want to go up to this edge here because I don't want to. I'm going to create a hard edge, but I don't want to. But That's why I cut it over. So I don't want to really have too much of a hard edge there. But as you can see, I'm going to go in with the medium mixture. So Letitia says she has to go now. See you tomorrow for lunch. Yes, I'm excited. We're going to go out and hang out tomorrow. So I'm so excited to see you, Letitia. And thanks so much for stopping by. Brad says, Tim, what are you doing with the frisket? Is the same principle as what you've been doing with the scroll saw? Oh, I don't, scroll saw? I don't know what the scroll saw. So I need you, Brad, to just explain the last sentence. I don't follow. Like I said, I've been too busy doing all this cutting of the frisket, so sorry about that. I haven't been as attentive in this live stream. But that's like real, like intense stuff with cutting. It's not my normal wheelhouse, so I have to concentrate on that. So with the frisket, basically, what I'm doing is, painting in larger, very dark areas, but not worrying about dirtying the lighter areas and keeping those really nice. Oh, yes, exactly. That's exactly. So, yes, I'm cutting out the dark areas, like what you do with the saw. Yes, exactly. So thank you for reiterating that for me. I'm a little slow sometimes, Bradley. You gotta understand that too, So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so you see, as I'm darkening everything up, moving around. Now right here, I gotta remember what's frisketed. Frisket. What has frisket? I think that's probably frisketed. I don't think is a word. So what I'm doing is just establishing this dark here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move in with the medium mixture now. And that's right here, our medium mixed. So great handicapper says, can your beautiful India ink method be applied to regular airbrush acrylic paint? A lot of the principles, yes. And definitely the idea of working very thin to thick, working monochromatic and then working with color in layers, definitely. So even working in the paper. So yes, so this is definitely, you can work with pastel with this. I work in this method when I do an underpainting for pastel. So yeah, this has a lot of uses. So definitely. So now I'm a little bit darker here with the medium mixture. As you can see, I'm getting a little more power in there. So the main thing that I'm worrying about is those edges. I don't want to have to get darker on those edges. You know what I mean? Because that's why we're doing it, so we get these beautiful dark edges. Like in here, right? So like in this piece right here, you see we have these beautiful dark edges, which I'll soften up later, but that's what we're working towards. And the whole thing is, there's never a rush, right? That's why, Brad says I'm distracted, but it's a good distraction. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Thanks for understanding, guys. So I'm also worried about having too hard of an edge. It's not the end of the world, mind you, but it's something I'd rather not have to deal with. So I'm trying to limit that as much as possible. So you see now I move from the light mixture to the dark mixture. So I'm getting a little more a little more oomph to the ink. Now I'm not going to finish this, the hair by any means. I don't want the hair to be much too finished in comparison. But you see the edge right here with the hand. I want to make sure that I have a nice dark edge there. And like I said, what we can do on the inside is no problem, but let's create that beautiful edge so we don't have to worry about that, and don't have to worry about that darkening up our background. You know what I mean? So ruining the beautiful face and those contours and keeping it clean. We want that porcelain look, right? I do. Great thing about this technique, you could do different ways. You don't have to use Frisket. You can look at many other videos where I didn't use Frisket. But lately I've been experimenting with Frisket and been quite happy with it. So as you can see, it's pretty nice. And then here we can even go darker, because we have the medium mixture now. And you can even go over where I established some of those hairs, and they'll still show up. So you see right here it stops. So you got to remember where the Frisket stops. Okay, so right here we have this beautiful dark, but I think we can actually get that with, I guess that's a dilemma, right? That's what I'm asking myself. So, okay, so this is my decision, guys. So you're seeing my decision making as we speak here. So what I'm going to do is I want this edge right here. See that? I want this edge, so I'm going to actually cut this off. Sacrifice a little bit of a dirtying in here to get that beautiful edge. So let's see, so we extended it right here. So let's go ahead and cut. Now remember, I'm saving this, so I'm going to be putting it back later. This is really an intense live stream. This is stuff you're not going to see anywhere else. Not in the live stream anyway. Yeah, you can watch Coast Airbrush where they talk about Luminor for 45 minutes. That really puzzles me. My live streams get like maybe 20 people at maximum at one time to see it. Yet 400 people are watching Coast Airbrush talk about Luminor for 45 minutes. Can you guys explain that to me? Explain it to me, because I really want to know. Luminor. Let's look at that for 45 minutes. So anyway, I digress. So as you can see, you want to create a cadence sort of where you are cutting into the Frisket but not into the paper. You're going to cut a little bit into the paper, but that's normal. But that's why you use this color line paper. It's like 184 pounds. So let's talk about Luminor, guys. Let's hear about it. So let's remove this. See that? Nice and beautiful. So, see, this is how I'm going to continue this edge down and then move along there. So Tone says he can't explain. Thank you, Tone. So, yes, can I get an amen, right? Unbelievable. That's what I'm talking about. Let's 400 people go on and listen about Luminor. So, Luminor, and talk about Iwata airbrushes for 45 minutes and, learn absolutely nothing about airbrushing. But that's why I do this, because if those guys were teaching anything, then I wouldn't need to do these. So you see, watch this, guys. Watch this beautiful hard edge that I'm creating. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Bradley. But go on one of those live at fives, and they'll be talking about Luminor for like 45 minutes, and it's totally not applicable to anything that I paint or do. Yet their live streams are totally crowded. So that's what I don't understand. Yeah, thanks, Bill. That's something I'm never going to use, or anyone I know is going to use. I think it glows or something crazy like that. But you know what? You don't go on a live stream for, listen to him talking about that. Yeah, watch mine light up. See, now it's dark and now it lights up. Oh, it must be Luminor. Okay, Luminor. Oh, let me see again. No Luminor. Luminor. Yeah, and let's stop learning how to airbrush and let's just talk about, a product for 2 hours. I'd rather teach you guys how to airbrush. I don't know if they teach anything. I've been at those things. I didn't learn anything. I don't know. So anyway, so you see I'm actually creating wonderful edges here, and that's what it's all about. Now here I could actually, what I'm going to do is I want to start this edge here. Since I have this nice and frisketed here, or I have this has a nice frisket edge, I'm just going to go ahead and create that contour. And you can create that just by dusting. Once you dust that, that contour is going to be perfect. It's just going to be great. So that's going to be really nice. Okay, so now we're going to actually move into the dark mixture here. Now, scary, why am I moving into dark? Because I want to create those edges. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dark mixture, and you'll see how easy it is to just how quickly using my mixtures. Now, when you're going from light to dark, you don't have to clean out the cup. You just got to blow it out, but you don't got to clean it because the light's not going to bother the darker color, of course. But so what you're going to do is you can just go ahead and put that in. Now, if I was going from, let's say, a light mixture from a dark mixture, then I would have to clean the cup because that cup is going, the dark mixture is going to contaminate the light mixture and change the value. So I'm just going to blow it out. Look how fast using this method. I just go ahead, I'm going from the medium mixture to the dark mixture. And I don't got to go too crazy. There you go, maybe about 7 drops. 7 drops last you a long time. That's why these ink mixtures last forever. And if you're just starting out, it's a lot better than you guys trying to figure out, where to put the inks and all of that. So it's really great. So anyway. It's great, and it's going to bring your airbrush to life. So anyway, let's go back to the artwork there. Okay. Let's see. Bill says he may use Luminorum pretty soon. However, it's definitely hyped a lot more than I care for. Yeah, but they're not providing anything for their people, They're not doing, and they get like, how the heck do they get, 400 people in their live stream is beyond me. I mean, if you want to see a commercial, see a commercial. But something like my channel is you're learning. You're learning art, not just airbrush. You're learning how to see. You're learning how to, work on edges, how to use Frisket, learning new techniques that you wouldn't learn anywhere else. And I get 20 people. So that just puzzles me. Does that puzzle you? Because that puzzles the heck out of me. So I want to get that dark edge over here. They do charge a lot of money for shipping, yes. And so what we're doing here is just creating this beautiful dark here. I can always go darker. But the thing is, what I'm doing right now is I'm working on just getting this beautiful edge next to that. And I want to continue. See, right here we have this beautiful dark edge. So I'm going to create that dark contour right here. And even here, right? I'll just darken that up right there. Look how nice and messy this looks. But you got to trust me, guys. Trust the recipe. We're making cookies here. We got to trust the recipe. So, now, Gloria's an incredible cook. If you ever had any of her food, just amazing. She's an artist with food and cuisine, Latin cuisine, just the best ever. But it's like, you have to do the process correctly and, not taste it before it's done, or it doesn't taste right midway and then just completely change it. No, you have to stick with it. So that's the same with this technique. It's sticking with the program, sticking with the recipe. So we're like chess players, We're working several moves ahead. We're not just trying to make it look good right away, Great says, I will email you about the class. I have some questions. Oh, fantastic. And remember, that's paintedglyphs@gmail.com. Let me see here. Let me see if I can put that in there real quick. Wendy, could you go ahead and type in the email address for me? So Wendy will type in the email address, and you can just go ahead and yes, I'm making everyone hungry. Bradley says, if I read Airbrush Action Magazine, they push Coast a lot, so a lot of people turn to them. True. Actually, it's paintedglyphs@gmail.com. Brad, that is paintedglyphs@gmail.com. That is for a great handicapper. Yes, appreciate it. Look forward to your email, my friend. And any questions you have, I'm more than happy to help. Even a critique, I'm there for you. Okay, so this is where we are now. I'm just going to darken this. We're going to work on that here. I don't want to go too dark, right? But I think, and I just want to make sure I don't get too hard of an edge here. But I definitely want to get this contour. And I want to get this dark area here. I don't want to have to be worrying about using freehand shields in this delicate area. So that's why I'm sort of doing that. So right now we're at 11:04 and we're doing pretty good. Wendy says, in case YouTube keeps from sending it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Wendy, for doing that for me. I'm not sure. That's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness with live streams and clubs and everything. I'm not sure what's happening. And like I always say, we're going to take our time. So now let's go ahead and try and put back the frisket film. Not going to be easy, right? So we're going to let that dry for 3.4 seconds. So paintingclips@gmail.com did work, which is cool. So we're putting back her hair, which I have over here. It's not going to be easy, guys. Notice I don't have my gloves on. That would make life very difficult. Let's work with the larger areas, shall we? Let's see. Now, it's not crucial that this is perfect. And I'll tell you why. But let's do this one piece at a time here. Let's try this right here. I want to keep it one piece, and I'll tell you why in a sec. Okay, that's nice and close. And then once it's established, it should pretty much fall into place. In a perfect world, right, guys? Hi. Okay. So we'll get that finger right there. And then we can line up the top here. This is not easy. Don't try this at home. No, try it at home. Okay, I do see one of those X's. So let's see if we can connect that X. Okay, so that's pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that. Not perfect, but pretty good nonetheless. And I can actually clean up with my finger to frisk it. So that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the bottom part. Once again, I can't answer any questions right now because this is really involved. Let's clean this up. go. That's pretty good. Now, let's go ahead and do this part here. So I'm going to get that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove her hands and her face. And it's 11:10, so we're going to just end it early because we're going to do the white. I'm not going to start the white with only 10 minutes left. Okay, not perfect, but okay. So this is what we'll do. First is we'll work on the hand. So what we would do is we would lift the first hand like this. Remember, we did the hands separate because we want those hands to come forward in front of the face. Now there's a little piece here that came off. No worries, I can put that back on. This little tiny piece there, see that? So let me put this over on the side here. This is sequential masking. I can even adjust the, so right now we're going to work on the hands, or just begin to work on the hands. You see that? Now everything is covered except the hands. Now what I could do even is I can actually go ahead and work on these hands even and protect that. So that's something new. So let's see. Acts like flypaper. Yes, very true. Brad says, I know why Van Gogh tried to cut off his ear. And Mike says, it's tricky like trying to keep Scotch tape from sticking. Yes. Frisk it is night. So Bill's leaving. All right, Bill, take care of yourself. Good to see you. And so let's see. So basically, that's about it. So this is where we are right now after part one. It's going to end just a little bit early. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask those questions. We have a few minutes. Thank you so much, Heath. I appreciate that. Good to see you. So right now I can catch up with you guys. You guys have any questions, talk about projects or anything, that would be very cool. Don't forget about the address above for the patreon.com, and $4.99 you can actually win one of my original paintings, which is pretty cool. Let's try and put this together, huh? Oh my god, this is going to be difficult. I don't think it's going to be, you know, important for me to put this in there, but let's try. Look at that, first try, guys. Bam! That's not easy. So good to see you, Bradley, definitely, and have a great night. Wendy says, looking great and also fast. Mike S. says, good night. So good night, Mike. Always great to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you, great handicapper. No, India Ink, if you paint too dark, how do you fix it? That's the beauty of my work and my technique, is that you don't go too dark. You basically build this up very slowly, and that's really fantastic. Have a great night, Wendy. So that's what really is fantastic about this. Mike says that I make Wednesday nights. That's so fantastic. I appreciate that. I love hanging out with you guys. I look forward to you guys all week long. I really do. And so, like, any questions about techniques or anything, but for great handicapper, it's very slow. Oh, Tim can send me to the Patreon link. It's in the description field, or right up here you can see it. It's patreon.com/paintedglyphs. So I appreciate that, Bradley. And like I said, you can just hit the $4.99, the least expensive, the least donation, and then be in the running. And then if you win, you can always cancel and not be not continue with that. So that's fantastic. It's a very secure website. Everyone knows about Patreon, but it'd be really cool to win this painting. So thank you, Bradley, for asking. I so appreciate it. Oh yes, I'll definitely teach you. And see, the thing is, we all love to go dark, great handicapper, and that's one of the things I teach, is that we can't go too dark too early, and that's something that we always have to face. So as you can see, what we have here is eventually going to become this, but this is where we are at this stage. I learned from one of my students, Ray. He actually was doing the Frisket film, and I was like, you can't do Frisket film on paper. And he's like, oh yeah, look at this. And perfect. I mean, it's so fantastic, and it's just so great. So here is a portrait commission that I did, and that's using Frisket film. So great handicapper, look and see what you can do. So I'm going to work on that Amazon link. So thank you for letting me know about that. Oh, thanks, Bradley. I appreciate that, sir. So as you can see with this technique, you can do incredible things. You can never have this clean of a background. You can never, thank you so much for that. You can never have this crisp and clean of a background ever. Frisket film gives you that ability, and just working very slowly and everything. Thanks, Mike. I'm going to go ahead and work on that link for you. It changes. That's what it does with Amazon. So Tone says, good show. Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all. I'm getting up at 5 in the morning. I'm going to have a video next week. Not the live stream. Every Wednesday we do the 9:30. But next week we are going to do the... Let me see. So next week we are going to do... I'm going to do a video getting up at 5 a.m. for a week. 7-day 5 a.m. challenge. And how it changed my productivity, and also the ability to go to the gym and get more done and increase revenue as an artist. So that's going to be a great video. I'll alert everybody about that. I'll send an email blast out to the ink flingers and everything. So that's going to be very cool. So guys, I hope you have a great week. It's fantastic talking with you guys. I'm just seeing if there's any questions. Nope. Okay, guys, have a great week. Thank you so much. 5 a.m. I'm going to the gym. And next week we are going to work on the hands and the face. It's going to be great. Take care of yourselves.